joint facilitator, past district governor Jitendra Raj Bhandari to give the program highlights.
Thank you, Manoj. Protocol has been observed. Friends, good evening. I am Jitendra Raj Bhandari. I am district learning facilitator for the district C292. My job is to briefly explain, though it is all in the tables of other people, I will just let you go through the programs we have today. The first, they will be addressed by plan lead for Zone 6, past district governor, Vasudev Gulyan. He will be addressing this program. It will follow the host district governor, Ryan Naman session, we will be talking about. Then we have ARRFCs who will be speaking about the zones they are representing. We have 7 district governors here. They will be talking about what the districts are doing in foundation, the achievements till now and the plan for the future. Then we have address by Regional Rotary Foundation Coordinator, Party Governor, AKS Devasis Das. We also have address by EPNC, PDG Uttam Ganguly. After him, we have PDG EMGA, Rajiv Sharma. Then we have a speech by our guest of honor, past RA Director and Trustee, Dr. Bharat Pandya. After that, we will have, because these are all the Ashram Society members who are present here today, it will be done by our Chief Guest, Trustee Chair and past RA President, Mark Maloney. Then we will have address by our Chief Guest. Then we will have recognition program for all major donors, all RI Society members who have become these during this past 1 year. And before then, we will have a moment to handing over to our Chief Guest, Madam K, Guest of Honor, and all the friends. And we have finally a vote of thanks by our District Foundation Committee Chair, Kumud Tripathi. It will be followed by a group photograph, which will be organized by our MC. Then we will go for fellowship and dinner. We have all the eminent speakers here, personalities here, so I would request all our friends to especially sit down. Please put your mobiles on the silent mode and listen to what we learn. And I'm sure by the time we go back, we'll go back with rich memories of the foundation from our leaders to help our districts and even personally ourselves. Thank you.
The chairperson for today's program and the plan lead for foundation of RI Zone 6, past district governor Vasudev Gulyan, could you please come and give your address?
Program coordinator, Moolji, RRFC Devasis Dasji, your contribution, love and affection is heartily appreciated. Working with you is always good. And thank you for giving me this opportunity to become a chair of, because this is your program, not mine. Thankful to EMG Rajiv ji and EPNC Uttam Da for your gracious present. Our heartfelt thanks goes to all DGs, PDGs, DGs, DGNs who all are here in this hall. How to express my sincere thanks to all AKS major donors, Rotary Society members and Rotarians who made this event meaningful and successful by their kind presence. I do not have words to say. Friends, join your hands to applaud yourself. Please. Since I got the opportunity to serve as a plan lead of foundation in our Zone 6, I started meeting with clubs in different districts and gather their suggestions to strengthen our TRF. Let me share, Trustee Sir, Trustee Chair Sir, and Bharat Pandya ji, more or less each and every clubs which I visited share lack of awareness about our TRF, even of TRF is not known to them. It's a very surprise, sir, because they know, when we ask contribution to them, they said they are not contributing because they don't know anything about it. So we should take it seriously and our focus should be on it. I am sure, sir, if you will do something, this is my advice, if you will go grassroots, like club to club training basis, definitely our foundation contribution will be increased. Wish you all comfortable stay in Nepal. If any fallacy is there, I am responsible for that and hopeful of your forgiveness. Once again, thank you. Good evening.
It's so nice to see all of you here for this foundation. We really appreciate, the district really appreciates. And as our PDG Sanjay Giri said, this year has been really successful than the last 2 years. So I thank you for being here. Alexander the Great, conqueror of so many countries, when he became sick and the physicians could not cure him and knew that he was going to die, he called the physicians and the generals and told that his body should be carried by the physicians. The wealth he had accumulated during all the victories should be laid on the ground through which his body was to be carried. And when the body is being carried, his hands are to be shown empty on the sides. This implicates and shows that when death comes, nothing can stop, the physicians will not stop. And no matter how much wealth you accumulate, you will not take it. So much wealth he had gathered, but he could not take it, he could not take it. He wanted to show that. And he said, his hands were empty when you left the world. The foundation, which started by Arch Klump, he started the idea of the endowment fund for the Rotary. He also recommended the formation of districts. He also recommended district conferences. He also suggested the endowment fund, and he also suggested to have district governors in the districts. A fund which started with $26.5, 50 cents, was given by Rotary Club of Kansas, Missouri. After, it was the savings of the conference, the conventions, $26.50 was saved from the convention. And that, they planned to give it to Arch Club as a token of love. But they took a wise decision of putting it in the endowment fund. And later, the second club of the world, San Francisco, added another $10 to the fund. It was to start the ball rolling. And after 30 years, when Paul Harris died, the Rotary International wanted to do something in the memory of Paul Harris and started asking donations. And Paul Harris had also said, if there's any donations here, it can be given in my name. And that went to $1.2 million. After 30 years, it was very difficult to raise money, but after 30 years, they were able to raise $1.2 million. Today, the endowment fund has $183 million, and by 2025, they plan to raise $2.025 billion for the fund. And the foundation has a lot of money which has been given to various projects. And we're fortunate, because of the foundations, we are able to do very good jobs, very good services. In my district governor's visit, I've had several talks with the presidents, with Rotary, and in one club, I met the Rotary president, and the president said, we go to a place in Gorkha, in Makibari. There we go to teach the children. We have only one school, and not many students are there. But the disturbing news, the president said, in that village, the Chipang village, the marginalized village, they have girls who are giving birth at the age of 11 and 12 years. That is very disturbing to all of us, and we need to do something, and we will do something in the future. I have assured them, I have asked my service project committee chair to have a look and see what we can do. There are many issues that we can look into, and because of the foundation, because of the money that we are getting, we are able to generate a lot of good work, a lot of image for the Rotary. With this, I would request all of you to share it. We have been also working with Indian districts in exchange of global grants. I am sure we can also do with other districts and also equally with our districts also. So with this, I'd like to thank you all. Thank you all for being here. It is our pleasure to welcome you in Nepal, and I hope your stay in Nepal has been very good and very great. If there is anything else we can do, please let us know. Thank you. Jai Rotary.
Now we have the Assistant Regional Rotary Foundation coordinators will briefly addressing us. So I will request past District Governor Fakir Chand Mohanty, ARFC, if he is here. Please give a very brief comments.
Very good evening to all of you, respected dignitaries on the front and all of my Rotarian friends. I am Assistant Regional Rotary Foundation Coordinator. I look after two districts, 3261, my home district, and 3262. 3261, we are, last year we had a record giving, more than 3,26,000. And this year we have a big plan. I have talked to the governor also. We have discussed TRF level 1, level 2 there. The target is 1.5 lakhs, but it is easily achieved. By this time we have only given about 5%, but I am sure by month of December we will be able to cross 75%. And the target is, as governor says, that it should be by April, May it should be over. Especially the stress is given to annual fund and creating an endowment fund. They have a target of 30 Polaris society members. Out of existing is 5, and we have to add 25 more. That is for 3261. Polio Plus also effort is there. Polio Plus clubs at least to have about 30 clubs. About 3261, we have 2 AKS members, and 1 AKS member is now going to the chair circle. He will be completing by next year. Then another AKS member, our DG Nalam Singh Rupra, is in the pipeline. He will be completing another 2 years' time. So about 3262, they have 2 AKS members. One is no more, and the other one is going to complete shortly. But the effort is on. They are trying to add another AKS member. So they will have 1 more AKS member. But then major donors, they have a program to have 10 more major donors. information for Rajiv Sharma is smiling. Good. And about the biggest promises given by both the districts is 3261 has agreed to make the 100% giving clubs. Last year, out of 108, only 38 clubs have participated. This year, it was promised to make it 100% giving. All clubs will be participating. And about 3262, we have discussed, they have agreed to give 100% members giving district. All members will be giving at least minimum $25 each. So that is, they have promised by December they will do it. And that's all about these two districts. All the best. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Now I would like to request RRFC past district governor Ashok Anand Jhunjhunwala for a brief comments, please.
Thank you so much, past President Manodar ji. The chief guest of today's function, Mark and Gay Melanie, the guest of honor, Dr. Bharat, all protocols observed. My fellow Rotarians, the foundation contributors, a very, very good evening to you all. Friends, I am past district governor Dr. Anand from district 3030. This is my first time I am working at the regional level. It's an honor working as an ARRFC, friends. It's big opportunity connecting with the Rotary family outside your district. And it's a big, big responsibility to implement the action plan in everything we do. I will say everything we should do to promote our foundation, the Rotary Foundation. I realize this is also test for my abilities. Assigned districts are 3100 and 3120. Goals are all set. Expected meetings were conducted and were well attended by the district officers. District 3100 is being represented by District Governor Deepa Khanna here, and District Governor Paritosh from 3120 could not attend today's meeting. So I will tell you more about 3120. District 3120 covers the eastern part of Uttar Pradesh state. It includes 90 clubs with 3,700 members, 40 Rotaract clubs with 400 plus Rotaractors. As informed by District Governor Paritosh, they will achieve 100% clubs contributing to the Rotary Foundation with maximum members of the district contributing to the foundation. He said there are 3 global grants which are in pipeline, and he was sure that Rotary year 24-25 will be the year better than before. Yes, friends, I am very sure with the support of regional leaders and the coordinated efforts and continued efforts by the respective districts, we will see the magic of Rotary in district 3120, 3100 and in my home district 3030. Thank you so much, friends, for the opportunity.
Now I would like to request RRFC Rotary M.K. Jaji, who is also the member secretary of today's program. Jaji.
Thank you, Manohar ji. Namaskar. In this August gathering, we all believe in giving is living, isn't it? Yes. जोड़ ले वन्नस, जोड़ से बोलिए, giving is living. I am fortunate to have 2 districts, 24-25, that is 3240, and my home district 3292. First of all, I would like to congratulate all the Rotarians of District 3240 being awarded by Mark Melanie Annual Early Achiever Award. Give them a big clap. Sir, 3292, in the year 23-24, each and every member has contributed to polio. So 100% contributed District 3292. Still 95% has credited, 5% is in the line. This year also is the target, 100% contributed club would be 3292. I am again lucky, ARRFC, in 3240 there are 3, out of the 3 AKS, 2 are here, Mulchandji, Jodraji, they are here. How can I And how can I forget one gentleman who is under the guidance I am working is RRFC Devashish Das. Please give him a big clap. Where is my younger brother, DRFC PTG? He is the person behind the scene. This year 3240 is working. And in our district, sir, already our district governor has already started his endowment fund of $25,000. Give him a big clap. And one Mrs. Rajlakshmi Golcha has completed one endowment fund. And my beloved and respected AKS Chair Circle Sasidai and Urmila Bhauji, they have committed 3 endowment funds. Give them a big hand. And it is sure, sir, 3292 believes in slow steady wins the race. At the end of the year, definitely 3292 will be the leader in the contribution to TRF. With these words, all the best and congratulations to Bipin Chachan also. He is also receiving, and all the members of 3250 of Mark Meloni Annual Fund Early Bird Achiever. Thank you very much.
So now it's time to hear from our district governors. So I would like to first request District Governor from RI District 3100, Deepak Khannaji, to give a brief address.
Thank you so much, MOC. Honorable Rotary dignitaries, past district governors, senior Rotarians, and their spouses, a very good evening to you all. First of all, I would like to thank Basu sir as well as MK Jha sir for giving me an opportunity to speak few words on this such a beautiful forum, and of course very honorable. And I would like to congratulate also. Of course, the wonderful day we spent yesterday as well as today for the wonderful and a successful event. I would like to congratulate the host, my batchmate Rajendra sir, and Basu sir, MK Jha sir, the host, all the 3292 district, all the clubs. I would like to congratulate for such a successful event. Wherever our district has kept so many targets are there. And we have started with the small contribution in the polio as well as an annual fund too. So small contribution because our district comprises a very small part, like in villages part, rural areas as well as urban areas. So in my district, what is there that the people, the Rotarians, those who have been contributed a single thing, a single penny. So we are trying to them, to motivate them, at least they should give some very small amount, whatever they can, in the polio as well as in annual fund. So we started with a minimum like 200 only rupees for the polio fund, as well as $25 minimum to every Rotarian to donate in the foundation in APF. So we are trying our best for that, as well as we have kept so many awards also for the motivation, like 100% polio giving clubs. So till now, up to here, like 18 clubs, every Rotarian has contributed in the polio, as well as in APF. So our target is that all the Rotarians should donate and should give by their own, like I am not stressing, I am not forcing anyone, just I want that everyone should give by themselves. And this is the only thing that I found in my district. Everyone is cooperating, everyone is giving by their own without asking even anything. So this is the best part which I like, and I would like to thank, of course, all the past district governors who has always been with us and always have been blessed me and in every sphere of my life, like in the giving, also in the participating in every district event. So my past district governors, I think our district are having most of the 5-6 past district governors. So I am thankful to them also for the participation in every event and in symposium even, as well as I would like to congratulate my district. One club is here, Chandosi. So I would like to congratulate my Lieutenant Governor Anurag Mittal is here from the Chandosi City Star, and who has given the maximum participation in the symposium by bringing here 36 members of their club, as well as the district is also the second highest in participation of the symposium. So I would like to thank each and every one here for being so supportive in every field of life, and of course in foundation also they will be very supportive here. So I would like to thank each and everyone, and I believe that whatever goal has been set by my district as well as us, we will surely achieve that. So I always believe slow and steady wins the race, and I am very much confident, I should say I am very much confident that each and everyone will cooperate with me. Thank you so much.
We all here believe, and I'm sure we all do, that TRF is the backbone of Rotary. It helps us execute projects, make us create a positive change in the society. And each project is a result of a grant, a global grant or whatever, but it's the result of a grant, and each grant is passed on the basis of a policy which is usually centrally managed. Now, I'll apologize first before saying these things. I think there is a scope or need of putting in regional, unique perspective of each region in making policies for a grant. Because every region has got some or the other uniqueness, and somehow what happens is, if you take a global perspective and work according to that, some of the grants which are necessary just are not allowed. And I'll take an example. We were having a lot of grants in computer centers in schools. Now they have been discontinued in a sense that they say that the training component should be very high. In a country like India, you've got BTech computer science guys teaching in schools. They really don't require much training to teach computer science. This may be a problem elsewhere, but not in Southeast Asia, I'm sure. Now that requires a very small regional perspective for allowing such grants in India at least. And the same applies to maybe cervical cancer grants. In India, we are having 75,000 deaths per year, that's recorded deaths for cervical cancer. No region in India is properly vaccinated or have the infrastructure for proper screening. I doubt there is a need of community assessment or rigorous community assessment for every global grant in such case. So these things should be allowed on a regional basis, that's a request. Secondly, matching for cash contribution. We had 50% when we started. Now it's 0, or rather I'd say it's -5. I understand that depends on the finances with the trust, with the Rotary Foundation, but somehow a bit of matching, 5 or 10% will do, is going to act as a great source of motivation for people to contribute. That's just a request. I understand that it all depends upon the funds that we have. And third is, we have been successful in a way that my children and children across India and maybe Nepal also have no clear idea what polio is. Now that's a victory for Rotarians, and I think senior Rotarians should give themselves a big round of applause for that. Please, you all work hard. The problem is, this has resulted in a sense of, hubris that it's gone. And the fear is, at least in my mind, it's just across the border. So we need maybe new form of communication to, get it across to every Rotarian and every non-Rotarian also that polio is not gone. That we still require a lot of work in polio. And it's not that we are not making the effort, but somehow, and if we look at the people present here, our programs are usually, echo chambers. All those who come here are already convinced about it. So you listen to Dr. Bharat Pandya 2 times and you are sure you want to work. You are convinced. But then the audience is always the same. If you look at the list, these are the people who have been attending every foundation seminar program in their district or internationally. So maybe we got to do something about it. I really don't know what. But I do request my leaders to think about it. But there's some good news also for me. So we got an AKS now from our district. Sir Sundar sir, if you are here. Oh yeah, thank you very much. have got 7 major donors finalized. We hope we get to the figure of 25, trying hard for that. We have got 6 CSR foundation projects approved as of now. 2 global grants are in pipeline. I hope we reach double figures. We're looking at 2 endowment funds. One is a named endowment fund for $25,000. The other one, I hope we'll get $50,000 group endowment. The problem that I'm facing is, Deepa, I'm really surprised by your confidence. Well, I've been requesting $25 by each Rotarian, just as a matter of habit. And I have hopefully failed at it. We'll try again. But somehow it's becoming very difficult. So you convince a Rotarian is willing to give you $10,000 easily. You try to convince 50 Rotarians, you have $25 each, and this becomes a very difficult job. And Bharat Pandya sir was very right when he was doing the variation. He said, Neerav, you want to increase your donor base. I said, yes sir. But believe me sir, it's difficult, but we'll try. We have been given a target. I can assure you we'll reach the target, we'll surpass the target. And today on this forum, I'd like to thank you all, especially Rotarians from my district. It's great being a DG. We move a lot, make a lot of friends, and somehow I think it gives us a power to make changes in the society, which is, as individuals, we cannot make. So thank you Rotary, thank you Rotarians from my district, and I hope we keep creating magic in the life of people around us. Thank you.
My district governor, Sukhbinder Singh, who could not make it this time because of his official commitments, and I have been asked to give a gist report of District 3240. First, District 3240 is one of the largest geographical districts in Rotary's world. We have 99 clubs. The district is growing slowly and coming to a very, very strong content. Last year, the district has contributed to Rotary Foundation $763,000 with 3 AKS members. The current governor is following the trend of the continuity of the last year's governor. So this year so far, till that, 99 clubs, 563 members. The district achieved the Mark Meloni Early Achievers Annual Fund Award, perhaps before it gets announced. On 27th of July, the district qualifies for this award. All 99 clubs contributed minimum $100 to Rotary Annual Fund. Friends, the district has total 4 AKS members, 3 last year, and of course the RRFC Devashish, who was the first AKS from district. 88 major donors. This year governor is very confident to cross it 100. So we are having a target 100 plus major donors this year. The district has 6 endowment as of now, and we are trying for 1 more. This year, successfully, district has completed 1 pool endowment of $35,000 US. And the total benefactors we have so far in our district, 80 benefactors. PHS members, as of now, we have 55 PHS members. This year we are trying to get it 75 total in numbers. All Polio Plus Society members, as of today we have 65. We have a target of 100 by end of this year. Till now, the collection for district is $15,000 US, but we are confident to reach our goal of $700 US by end of the year. This year, though in India has a tradition of coming the Rotary Foundation contribution at the fag end of the year, May, June or something like that. This year governor has tried something different, and in discussion, we have broke down the entire yearly goal into 12 months different focus areas. July was our focus for annual fund contribution for all clubs. We made it. August our focus was having a pool endowment of $35,000. We made it. Likewise, we have each month a focus, and we are confident to make it up. Friends, another positive thing that we are thinking and we are confident, seeing the responses by the Rotarians. This year we are targeting to have all 3,500 Rotarian of 3240 comes under the contribution of TRF, because we have designated $10 months in October because of the polio month, polio day, and in February because of the Rotary's anniversary day. So those who are not contributing ever since they have joined, we are trying to bring them at least with the $10, so the total contribution of the Rotarians would be 100% for us. One small correction, ARFC sir was excited, I know. We have last year 3 AKs, out of that 2 are here. I would request Budmal ji Baid and Jodhra ji Baid. They are the twin duo brothers. Last year they met. And we are running with 3 CSR projects. The good news is that the 5th AKs is in progress. Hopefully, finger crossed, by year end, we will be having the 5th AKs member from this district, 30 to 40. With these words, once again I thank you each and everyone. Mark, thank you so much for your continuous motivation. Bharatji, thank you so much. And of course, my predecessor, before year Governor Devashish is always with us. He is from our home district. Thank you so much. We look forward to strengthening our TRF more in the coming years. Thank you so much.
This achievement reflects not just numbers, but the spirit of generosity and dedication from every club, every donor, and every Rotarian of our district. As of 31st August, some of the important statistics of the district 3250 are: a remarkable 3,420 donors out of 4,062 Rotarians achieved an impressive 84.2 participants. 3,026 EREY donors, placing us in number 1 in the world for the Rotary year 24-25. An impressive number of 1,330 first-time donors from our district. This is a collective victory for us all, and the energy that each Rotarians bring to the table are truly transformed our district into a beacon of hope and service globally. Today, District 3250 also stands proudly as the Zone 6 number 1 in annual giving. Having contributed over $104,000, all our 112 clubs have insured a minimum of $100 to the annual fund as of August 31st. Showcasing our commitment to Rotary's goal. Our vision for 24-25 is equally ambitious. District 3250 is aiming to become a 100% donor giving district this year, ensuring that every member contributes. For the first time in our district, we are organizing a CSR conclave which will focus on implementing CSR grant for impactful community service projects. Additionally, I am thrilled to announce that District 3250 has achieved the highest membership growth in Zone 6, with the increase of 341 new members and 4 new clubs as on 31st August. This is a testament of the magic of Rotary and the sense of belonging and purpose that our movement inspired. As we celebrate these achievements, I want to take a moment to express my heartfelt gratitude to my entire team. I would especially like to thank DIFC Rajin Nagotra, PDG Sandeep Narang, as well as all the Rotarians from our district present here today. Please, whose tireless efforts not only helps us achieve the top position in the world, but also brought our district into a spotlight here today. Thank you. Let us all commit to making 24-25 a year of even greater milestones, stronger service and lasting impact. Thank you.
Past Rotary International President and serving Trustee Chair Mark Paloni sir, K-Ma'am, respected past Rotary International Director and serving Vice Trustee Chair Dr. Bharat Pandya sir, protocol adhere, dignitaries in the front line, and all beloved Rotarians who are present here in this August gathering. First of all, I want to thank PDG Basudev Bolyanji. Sir, it is because of you, your affection, that we gathered at Nepal here today. I want to thank my batchmate Rajendra M. Sharan, who welcomed me very warmly when I reached here. And finally, I want to thank entire Team Nepal, because when I reached here, they welcomed us in a way, in a such way, lovely way, that we cannot forget. Sir, I believe foundation is the strength of our organization, and foundation is the soul of our organization. And when we gathered in symposium like this, discussed about foundation, we definitely inspire each other, we motivate each other. Friends, in my district, the foundation has been working aggressively for some years now. As my ARRFC, FC Monty sir has already given my district's report, which is not very exciting for us, sir. But sir, in the Rotary year 2021, when the COVID was going on, the first AKS member was given by my district senior Rotarian PP DR Patnaik ji. And for this, I would like to give my sincere thanks to our ARRFC, FC Mohanty sir, whose tremendous effort made a history for my district, sir. That was the first AKS member. And last year, we gave another AKS member to our district, sir. Our district's future leader, District Governor Nominee Alam Singh Rupra ji, became second AKS member of my district, sir. It is very important to have the habit of giving, friends. That's why I believe, please keep giving to the foundation, because I believe, as I said, foundation is the soul of our organization. I once again congratulate Team Nepal. Thank you very much for organizing such a successful and meaningful event with such great feeling. Sir, my district will definitely achieve those goals which you have given at Disha. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely, because on behalf of my all seniors, ARRFC, FC Monty sir, PDG Deepak Mehta sir, DRFC Ranjit Singh Saini sir, and all my senior Rotarians who are present here, on behalf of them, I'll ensure you, sir, will definitely achieve those goals. Thank you, Nepal. Nisud Nepal. Tapai ko nyano atithya ko lagi dhere dhere dhanyawad.
Good evening. Respected past RI President and Trustee Chair Mark Maloney, Ma'am Gay, past RI Director and Trustee Vice Chair Dr. Bharatji, galaxy of past district governors present here along with senior Rotary officers and leaders, all our very dear and ever helpful Rotarians of District 3292, with special mention of past district governor Basudev ji and past district governor Mithilesh ji, who I understand have created a hat trick this time in organizing this event. My very dear fellow batchmate governors, Governor Rajendra and Sarojini Bhavi, fellow Rotarians, senior representatives from Brissau, invitees, guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of my fellow Rotarians of RI District 3291, many of whom are present here, I convey our sincere greetings to all of you. The Rotary Foundation has been very dear to my heart ever since I became a Rotarian 28 years ago, is and shall continue to be forever. TRF indeed is the heartbeat of Rotary. Having been a proud member of the Arch Clump Society Trustees Circle since 2017-18, it has always been my endeavor to promote the interests of TRF at every given opportunity that I have had so far in my Rotary journey. Now this led to two very important announcements that I made during the changeover ceremony on 1st of July this year in Kolkata. One on behalf of the district and one on behalf of my wife Simran and myself. The first was a very challenging one, that is the district's overall contribution to TRF. At Disha, we had committed $550,000, which was taken to be a decent amount, but I stuck my neck out and I said that we will try our best to reach or surpass $1 million in total giving. Never done before, I hope we can do that. Charity begins at home, I always know. And the second announcement was to promote annual fund giving in our district. And what I said was that any Rotarian of 3291 who contributes to the annual fund from the 1st of July to the 31st of December this year, Simran and I will match that same amount to the fund of our choice to the foundation. So that effectively will make us go to the chair circle of foundation by early next year. Why did I say 31st December? Because I think it's a smart objective. It's specific, it's measurable, it's achievable, it's realistic, and more importantly, time-bound. I know exactly what is the annual fund contribution by the district at the end of 31st December. I know how much exactly to match. Being a gynecologist, I've been passionate to prevent and hopefully eradicate, which I'll not see in my lifetime, cervical cancer from the face of this earth. And I'm so glad that I've been at it for the last 15 years and it's now being taken up by so many districts all over the country, and Neerav mentioned about it just in his address. With the unfortunate rise of polio cases worldwide, especially in Afghanistan and Pakistan and now in the Gaza Strip, we are renewed to work hard against the eradication to promote polio eradication, and along with the EPNC, who happens to be from my home district, Past District Governor Uttam Ganguly, who's in the front row, we are really gone gung-ho to promote the Polio Plus Society. And I have also committed towards helping in whatever way. Simran and I have already contributed $30,000 to Polio Plus, but we will contribute more. So in addition to prevention of cervical cancer, eradication of polio, prevention of thalassemia is another big job. We are continuing our immediate World President, past World President Gordon McAnally's focus area of mental wellness and health. We have been promoting that in whatever way possible, literacy, empowerment of women, etc. And of course, child heart surgeries, pediatric cancer, etc. So my heartiest congratulations to all the well-deserved awardees who will be getting their awards tonight. My grateful thanks to our magical President, Stephanie. She's been really, kind of guiding us throughout this journey. To PDG, Basudevji and Mithileshji again, to Rajendra, Sarojini Bhavi, and to all the members, Rotarians of 3292. Thank you for this wonderful hospitality, and also the people from this hotel, Varun Talwar, the GM. Many thanks for this opportunity, and I'll try my best to live up to the expectations, what is expected of a district governor from 3291. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Take care. God bless. Thank you, Jai Hind, Jai Hind.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Can I say, each and everyone, can you say aloha? Aloha. You know why I'm saying aloha? Yes. Any idea why I'm saying aloha?
Yes.
Aloha is also hello. Goodbye also, but hello is also appropriate today. The reason why I'm saying aloha to each and every one of you, and when you all responded, it's because 2019-20, past RI International President Mark, and we were his governors. Kiran is here, Ranjit must be sitting somewhere. So we were the aloha governors. Any functions where Mark used to address, it used to start with aloha. And we also started doing that. In any of our programs, we used to start our programs not by good morning, good evening, aloha. You know, that used to bring some positive vibes and energy in the crowd itself. And I'm sure it's bringing some amount of positive energy and enthusiasm in this crowd when we said aloha. Well, it's with great pleasure and deep respect that we welcome past RI President and Trustee Chair Mark and our gracious wife Gay to this TRF Symposium in Nepal. Bharat has gone outside. But he's the birthday boy today.
Yes.
All of you must be wondering why about Bharat Pandya. Oh, there he comes. The birthday boy. So I think he needs. Now, this person, past RI director and trustee, his selfless dedication, commitment towards the foundation, and whatever we are doing is responsible for this slide what you are seeing. The top 30 giving countries out there, where India figures number 2. I'm not comparing with number 1, but when you see number 2, our country number 2. See the difference between number 3 and number 4. There is a large difference. But as an RRFC, I can proudly say I have 2 countries. One is India, and I have put another one as Nepal. I think you need a big round of applause for what you are doing for the foundation. Even if it is 7 lakhs, it's 16, but 7,20,000 with what we saw is something which we all feel proud of. You are doing wonderfully well, and you are also there in the top 30 giving countries. Now let's also point out something else. When Mark was the RI President in 2019-20, he gave us a theme, Rotary connects the world. Isn't this a connection out here today? Even if it is a small connection, it's a connection. We have a past district governor from Bangladesh, past district governor Sam Shaukat Hussain. So many other Rotarians from different districts. It is a mini world. So true to his theme, Rotary connects the world is being seen. Let's concentrate on India's contribution in the last 5 years. If you see the contribution in the last 5 years, it is gradually rising from 20 to 31. Whatever was there in 22-23, we achieved higher than that in 23-24, and 24-25 would be much more with the support of all the Rotarians who are present here, mainly our district governors who are sitting out here. Definitely will cross the target, whatever goals which we have achieved. Is lags behind when it comes to the Rotary Foundation giving amongst all the 4 zones. 4, 5, 6, 7, 6 has been slightly on the... Seeing all the governors speaking today, you must have realized each and every governor who's present here, they have mentioned about one, that all the Rotarians of their district are willing to contribute to their foundation. That is something which is excellent when it comes to foundation giving. And this is what we want. Zone 6, for example, in 22-23, whatever we did, 23-24 was higher than what we did in 22-23. Whether it's annual fund, whether it's polio fund, we increased our giving to those two. Endowment and other giving were slightly down, but annual and polio fund we increased. This is what you see in our total giving. Annual, as I mentioned, the polio fund, except for endowment and other funds, where it was slightly down, but you can see that the total giving went up higher. This is again something which needs to be appreciated when it comes to Zone 6. Your total giving, your annual fund per capita, your club participation, your donor participation, each and everything has increased in Zone 6, which is something which needs to be appreciated by each and everyone present out here. This is again a comparative study. When you see the other zones, when it came to the annual fund, when it came down in Zone 4, 5 and 7, your annual fund in Zone 6 was much more higher in 23-24 compared to the other ones. That also needs a round of applause for the Rotarians of Zone 6 who have contributed so well to the annual fund. This is what we were describing. Mark must be wondering, what was this Mark Anthony Annual Fund Achiever Awards? This is what the RRFCs, along in consultation with Trustee, we decided that 100% clubs of a district with a minimum contribution of $100, they would qualify for, with your name, Mark Melanie Annual Fund Early Achiever Award, provided they do it by the 31st of August. And the two districts which qualified for this are 3240 and 3250. So that is the... So 3240 and 3250. And as was mentioned in the reports of 3240, they have been doing well. 3250's reports were given by Bipin, who also equally emphasized that not only this award, but he has done something else where more or less 85% of the Rotarians have contributed to the annual fund. I think all the districts are capable of doing that, and I'm sure, Bipin, you need a lot of applause for each and for things which you are doing. This is again, we are trying to do this, Mark, at the Institute. At the Institute, what happens is, usually we felicitate the past IPDGs. This year, we are trying to felicitate the district governors of this year, provided they fulfill this target of $250,000 into the annual fund by the 15th of November. Any takers from amongst all the district governors out here? Yes. 3250 is already putting up their hand. 3240's DRFC is here. I think we also should try. So other districts also would try. So this is the other award which we are thinking at the Institute. But friends, this has been the way Zone 6 is progressing. And I think it's a healthy sign that Zone 6 is trying for a $1 million, not only with one district, few other districts also would come up in this year or whatever it is. As was mentioned earlier, we have already 6-7 AKS members who have, but let this TRF Symposium and the recognition program which we are having today be something like a source of knowledge for everyone. That brings in fellowship also, whatever you're seeing with 350 odd members out here. And let us commit ourselves to do something good in the world. With these few words, let me conclude myself.
Trustee Chair Mark Maloney, gay man, Trustee Bharat, my friends present here, protocol maintained, I am going to the degree. I'd just like to tell you that whenever I meet one non-Rotarian, I always say that I am a proud Rotarian, I feel proud to be a Rotarian. And I can tell you that only one program, if I mention, that is enough to prove why I am proud. This is the only organization who dare to dream that it is possible to eradicate a deadly disease like polio from the face of the planet Earth. And when? Then every year 350,000 children used to be affected with this deadly disease. And where we stand now, friends, we are really proud that then there were only 125 endemic countries and now there are only 2. But friends, situation is not that comfortable. Situation is not at all comfortable. In fact, we thought that it will be possible to eradicate this disease by 2027. But just look at this table, you will find that this year, up to May, there were only 2 cases of polio in our neighboring countries, and now this year, the figure is 36. And if you look at the figure of 2020, there were 140 cases in endemic countries. Why? Because due to COVID pandemic, the immunization coverage was less and the number of cases rise. And this year, what we feel that we have become little bit reluctant as far as immunization coverage is concerned, and now the number of cases are increasing. And friends, the countries who are endemic are our neighbors. Anytime it can affect our countries. So friends, take proper step to prevent this deadly disease. There were we have got a news from Afghanistan where the number of cases are increasing, that they have announced that they would cooperate to immunize the children. But the good news is that their health department, they have announced that that news was false and they will extend their possible help to continue this immunization program in their country. And one more thing is there, that we thought that type 2 polio virus is eradicated 15 years back, but again in Gaza, the strain we found that is type 2 polio. I must announce that we have already immunized more than 550,000 children in Gaza, and they will be getting their next vaccination. And one India-based vaccine manufacturing company, Biological E, they got the pre-qualification from World Health Organization for the NOPV2 vaccine. And we are hopeful that it can stop the spread of type 2 polio virus. And what is the call of the day? Our role is advocacy. Friends, keep in touch with the health department of concerned district municipality or panchayat, whatever, you keep in touch with them, and you need to know where the immunization is less due to resistance from various communities or other reasons, and you need to attend those areas so that every child below 5 years is immunized. And create awareness, friends. Whatever way you think proper, miking, putting hoardings, banners, posters, leaflets, or organizing rallies, motorcycle or car rallies, and most important thing, group discussions, group meetings with the community leaders. In fact, we will be celebrating World Polio Day on 24th of October. And you can organize this kind of awareness program before that, on that day also, and you just invite your district clubs to organize one seminar so that you can share with them the latest information on this program and encourage them to take it very seriously and conduct the polio vaccinations program whenever there is a designated day of NID, National Immunization Day, or Sub-National Immunization Day. Friends, you made some commitments in International Assembly as well in Disha in Delhi. The second line is your commitments. And the third one is whatever you have already donated. And you will find from this slide that we could achieve only 5.2% of whatever the districts of Zone 6 have committed. So friends, I can understand that you are busy with installation meetings and other meetings, but this is high time to rise to the occasion and take up it seriously so that you can keep your commitment at the end of the Rotary year. And I can share with you some tools. Also, I have already shared, I can share with you some tools how you can raise the funds. Polio Plus Society. If you pledge any member of your district, if they pledge $100 per year till the program ends or we declare that our planet is polio free. If you pledge $100 each year, you can become a Polio Plus Society member. For that, we'll give the donor a special pin and e-certificate. This is the application form. I have already shared with the district governors. You can edit it in putting your district number and the name of the district governor and get it signed as a proof that he has committed towards Polio Plus Society. If any Rotarian donate one-time donation, 1 lakh rupees, he will be recognized as End Polio Fellow. And of course, you can always convince a Rotarian to contribute $10,000 as a major gift towards polio fund. We always we have given to the governors that a target of $1,500 per club per year towards polio fund, and the clubs will be donating $1,500 we will recognize them with a special certificate, Polio Plus Society Champion Club. I'll share with the governors this certificate so that they can distribute it in the special occasions, special meetings of the districts. And friends, lastly, you have committed some of your DDL towards Polio Fund, so keep it in your mind and please contribute. Thank you very much.
Nidhi and Dr. Shashmi. So all doctors family. So let's put your hands together and welcome our wonderful personality, Dr. Bharat Pandya.
Of Zone 6. You know, Mark, this is the third year in a row when my birthday is coinciding with the visit of the trustee chair actually. But friends, while I thank all of you for your warm wishes to me, I feel that probably this is one of the best ways I can celebrate my birthday, by talking something about the Rotary Foundation and promoting the Rotary Foundation, whose motto is doing good in the world. And Mark, you will agree with me that there could not have been a better start to your visit to our zones 4, 5, 6, 7 than by having this multi-district event in Nepal. And as I look around here, I see a full hall, each and every seat occupied. And out of the 10 districts, 9 districts are represented here today, friends. So really, this was a perfect start to your visit, Mark. And let me tell all of you, friends, that we are all very lucky that we have this wonderful couple here with us today, Mark and Gay. And I am not saying just for the sake of saying, because I have known Mark and Gay since I was governor. So our association goes 18 years back, because Mark and Gay were representing then Rotary President, International President Bill Boyd at my district conference. And over the years we have worked closely together, and of course then when Mark was President of Rotary International, I was in the board of directors. And I can tell you, arguably Mark is the most knowledgeable Rotarian in the Rotary world today, friends. So we are really, really lucky that we have Mark and Gay here with us at this Rotary Foundation Symposium, friends. And what a wonderful symposium this has been organized. And my request, Basu, will you please stand, Ja, and the Nepal team, will you please rise? Friends, let's give them a big round of applause. They have really worked very well. Governor, Rajendra, yes, all of them, please. Let's give them a big round. They deserve a bigger round of applause for organizing this in an excellent manner. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. You know, as RRFC Devashish was saying, Zone 6, you know, in my introduction he mentioned something, that when I was the governor, 3140 contributed more than $2 million and became #1 in the entire Rotary world. Which is very important for us. And I am so very happy that the mindset in Zone 6 is slowly but steadily changing for the positive phase. And let me give you an example of this. You know, when I took over as trustee, during one of those meetings I said that I do not want always, at each and every meeting people used to say, yaar, Zone 6 mein kuch foundation mein kuch nahi ho raha hai. Nothing much is happening and nothing much will happen in Zone 6. And really I was concerned about that why should anybody say anything like this about a zone in our part of the Rotary world. And therefore, the challenge I gave to that time's regional leaders and the challenge which I gave to the 23-24 regional leaders also was that we must change the mindset in Zone 6. And I am so very, very happy, friends, that mindset has now changed. Last year, Zone 6 was one of the zones which not just achieved, but by a small margin, it surpassed the target which it had set itself for 24-24. And that deserves a big round of applause because you people are the ones who did it. But of course, you will agree with me that we cannot forget the governors of last year, friends. So some of them may be here. If they are not there, through the current governors, please convey our deepest appreciation and thanks to the 23-24 governors for Zone 6 for the great job that they did in Zone 6. Let's give the governors a big round of applause. And Devashish and Rajiv, will you please rise? And I think Mohanty was there. Where is Mohanty? FC is continuing ARFC. Friends, these are the people. No, Anand is this year's ARFC. But these are the people, friends, who were regional leaders in the year 23-24, with whose guidance and whose motivation Zone 6 was able to achieve what it achieved. So let's give them also a big round of applause for their efforts. Thank you, precious. And you know, I am happy that this year, Mark, the graph is going upwards and upwards. As you would have just seen, and we borrowed your name and put it on that Mark Maloney Annual Fund Early Achiever Award. And you know, 18th of July, Rajiv, we had this regional leaders meeting where we discussed about one endowment fund award and the annual the early achiever award. But somehow I think Subhashish and 3240 were already reading our minds, because before we could announce it, that 3240 had already achieved 100% club contribution on 27th of July. Subhashish, we could rise, friends. And on behalf of his governor and the team, let's do Subhashish. Friends, it's not an easy task to get 100% of the clubs achieving this award. And then we announced it on 31st of July at Delhi, the EMG and CSR conclave. And then Bipin, will you please also rise? And please wait, friends. Rajan, where are you? Please rise, friends. And I'm not going to ask all 3250 to rise, but please pardon me, but these are the two who are the key friends. Please wait, hear me out. So when this was announced, Bipin and team and Rajan had only 1 month to achieve this. And you know, with due apologies, Subhashish, 3240 has a history of giving. Your district has been giving over the years to the Rotary Foundation. But 3250, with apologies to 3250 also, there was not much history of giving, friends. And therefore it needed a lot of change of the mindset to achieve what these people have achieved in 1 month's time. Not just 100% club contribution, but highest EREY district, and 85% of Rotarians have already contributed. And I am 100% certain that Bipin will ensure that 100% contribution, Bipin will be the first district to have 100% Rotarians contributing. Let's give them a round of applause for the great work that they are doing. Thank you, Bipin. Thank you. And of course, you know, we have our team of regional leaders here, present here. And will you once more please, Uttam, this time it is your turn also, and Sam, you are also part of a regional leaders team, and all the three RFCs, will you please rise, friends? Friends, let me tell you, I am not going to ask you to congratulate them and give them an applause, but what I am telling you that these people are a big resource for our people. They are well trained, they are experts in the field that they have been chosen, RRFC, EMG, APNC, friends. They are eager, ready to come and help you in your district in whatever way, and they come free of cost. You don't have to pay anything for them, friends. What you have to do is to make utilization of their experience and expertise. My request to all of you, friends, is that let's make utilization of their expertise to take our Rotary Foundation to the next level. Let's give them our good wishes that they can achieve all the targets that they have set for themselves in 2025. Good luck to all of you. Thank you very much, friends. Thank you very much, friends. And all of you here will agree with me, friends, that the great work that is done by the Rotary Foundation in our part of the world, one of the important reasons, one of the important resources which we have is our great staff at the South Asia office, friends. And we have two people present here today, Sanjay and Ashwini. Please wait and please hear me out before we applaud them, friends. Please rise, friends. You know, Sanjay has just handed over charge as head of our South Asia office for Rotary Foundation to Shakuntala Raha because of some personal family reasons, friends. But for the last, I forget the number of years. 32, 33, 34 years. How many years, Sanjay? 32 years. Sanjay has been providing, Mark has been providing outstanding support to the Rotary Foundation. I know you know that. And Ashwini has been a great support, friends. These two people are just the representatives of the great staff that we have at the Rotary Foundation. And all of you present here will agree with me. Whether it's Hema or Bhavna, they are doing a wonderful job. Let's give them a big round of applause for the work that they do for Rotary Foundation. You know, friends, the Rotary Foundation is our window to the outside world. Look through that window. Look through that window. And whether it is upgradation of schools in the rural part of Gujarat, whether it is building of check dams in the rural part of Thane, whether it is pediatric cardiac surgeries in Philippines, wash projects in Nepal, medical missions in Africa, through the Rotary Foundation programs, truly, we touch lives and transform communities. individually you and I cannot really hope to do too much about transformation. We cannot hope to work for world understanding and peace. But through the programs of the Rotary Foundation, we can definitely try to make our world a better place. Foundation program starts from our own doorstep, in our own communities, in our own homes, and affect and reach across each and every corner of the world. Over the last so many years, Foundation has spent, and I'm not going to go into numbers, but it has spent more than $4 billion on doing life-changing sustainable programs. But these touching lives, transforming communities, depends on one thing and one thing alone. And if the Foundation has been able to do this program, it is because of the dedication and passion of Rotarians alike, all of us. And this is only possible. Krishnendu, Akhil, Neerav, Bipin, Rajendra, Deepa. This is only possible if we as Rotarians give to the Rotary Foundation. Why do we give to the Rotary Foundation? We give to the Rotary Foundation because what Uttam talked about is, we have promised our children, we have promised the world that we will give them a polio-free world, friends. And remember, friends, polio is not about the money. Polio is about saving the lives and changing the lives of the children of the world, friends. And it is polio which has really given a seat at the table, whether it is WHO or the Gates Foundation or United Nations or the governments of the world. Today, if Rotary is respected, as Uttam said, if Rotary is known and respected, I think one of the biggest reasons is polio free. And we owe it to our children and grandchildren. As Uttam very rightly said, and I have always said this, that for any achievement, there has to first be a dream. And I think Rotary's biggest contribution mark has been that Rotary has shown the world a dream that a crippling disease like polio can be eradicated. And we owe it to the world. And therefore it is my request to all of you, friends. Let's not be disheartened by that 36 number. Mark has just been to Pakistan. He knows the challenges that happen in that part of the world. So let's not be disheartened. Let's not sit back and relax and say, oh, it won't happen. It is going to happen, and we are the ones who are going to ensure that it will happen, friends. My request to all of you, that we have to contribute to the polio fund, and that is why we support the Rotary Foundation. We support the Rotary Foundation because one of the newest programs of the Rotary Foundation is the program of scale. Introduced 4 years back, this program of scale is one grant of $2 million given for a big impactful program. First 3 grants went to Africa. And some great work was done in Africa, and I'm not going to take anything from what Mark is going to talk about program of skill. But I'm so very, very happy that the 4th program of skill has been awarded to one project in India. Rotary Club of Delhi Premier in District 3011 has been given this 4th program of skill. Planting today, harvesting tomorrow. It's a water conservation and plantation of fruit trees to prevent migration of farmers from the villages to the city, to have check dams, to plant fruit trees, friends, in some parts of Uttar Pradesh, in some parts of Rajasthan, and some parts of Maharashtra. This is going to be, of course, led by Delhi Premier, but this is a multi-club, multi-district project and activity, friends. Already they have garnered support of another $3 or $4 million, friends. And this is a 5-year program, and I am assuring you that at the end of that 5 years, you will really see in those areas where this program is being implemented, some transformational change happening, friends. And I was just coming here, and Vishnu and I were talking that it was a, last time when I came here with Barry Racing, we so proudly announced that Nepal has been chosen to receive a $2 million grant. The RIUSAID grant, 2 million was coming to Nepal. Unfortunately, that didn't work out because of some reasons about USAID. But why I am mentioning this program of scale is for Nepal Rotarians to consider that there is tremendous need in this area also. And Rajendra, you and Vinod and Vishnu, you can probably work together. If not this year, if you have applied, good. If you have not applied, maybe next year you can apply. Maybe it could be a WASH project or whatever it is. I am 100% certain that if Nepal applies for a program of scale, it would be a good application. It would be considered. And I am saying that it will get the program of scale, but I think that is something that 3 of you can work together and look at doing in the future, friends. And that is why, yes, give them a round of applause for that. And that is why we contribute to the friends. You know, again, we give to the Rotary Foundation because of the multiplication magic. And while I know that the cash contribution is not matched now, the DDF contribution is also down to 80%. But do you know of any organization which matches the money that you are giving? And I can tell you that this is truly multiplication magic. And I can give you a personal example, friends. That my own club, Rotary Club of Borivali, is running an iBank and processing center. There are many iBanks, but they are just collection centers. You just don't collect the eyeballs. You have to collect the eyeballs, process them, assess the quality of the cornea. Because if you assess the quality of the cornea and find that it is not a good quality of the cornea, you can't implant it into the people. And there are only 3 or 4 processing centers in the city of Mumbai also. So we have set up this iBank and processing center, which is running for the last 10-11 years. My club's contribution for this was $1,000. And the grant which was approved and implemented was $117,000. 1 is to $117,000. Do you know of any organization which ever matches such type of things? And in the last 10 years, thanks to the iBank, more than 2,000 people have been given the gift of sight, friends. But let me share you something even more important. Last year, Rotarians of our iBank committee visited a school on the outskirts of Mumbai, rural area, where about 150, 160 blind girls were studying. Blind girls' school. So they said, let's check this up, whether they are really blind or whether something can be done for them. And they found that out of that 150, 160 girls, there were 12 girls who were corneally blind. But they were studying in the blind school because they could not see. But actually it was a correctable blindness. You just implant the cornea, new cornea, and they could see. So we picked up those 12 girls, and not only we got them operated, friends, but today, a year later, those 12 girls are studying in a regular, if we can call it normal, regular school. And that is why we give to the Rotary Foundation, friends. You will agree with me that when we change the life of one girl, we just don't, in my part or our part of the world, we don't change only one life, but we change the life of the entire family, at least 15, 20 or if not more people, sometimes the entire village. And I always believe that the biggest weapon that the girl can have is a good education, friends. Not a gold necklace or a earring, friends, but a good education, friends. And with this good education, that girl will transform her life, life of her family, and life of our entire community also, friends. And I think that is why we give the Rotary Foundation. And you know, one of the best ways to give, somebody talked about Alexander. Who talked about Alexander? Rajendra, yes. Rajendra. Did you know that Alexander the Great, one of the greatest military rulers, even at the height of every battle, Alexander used to go in front of his troops, stand in front of his troops, draw his sword, and lead his troops into the battle. Why? Because he believed in leading by example. He believed that he could not ask his soldiers to risk their lives unless willing to show that I am willing to risk my life, friends. I think we have one gentleman here. Krishna, will you please rise? who believes in leading by example, friends. Please hear me out, friends. Please hear me out. Not only, when last time Barry Racing came in March, Krishnendu had set a target of $500,000. I took him aside and gently nudged him and pushed him, and he was brave enough to announce on his installation a target of $1 million. But more importantly, Krishnendu believes in leading by example, friends. Not only he was the first AKS of District 3291, but he's announced this, that in these 6 months, any contribution to the annual fund will be matched completely. Imagine that, friends. Any contribution to the annual fund will be matched completely. That is true leading by example. Let's give Krishnendu a round of applause for his leading by example, friends. Friends, the best way to lead is lead by example. And Vasu talked about that when he visits the clubs are not aware of what is happening in the Rotary Foundation. And somebody else talked about that we have the same, Nirav talked about it, that we have the same people, same audience friends. And I agree with Vasu and I agree with Nirav also. But that puts an extra responsibility on each and every one of you who is present here today, friends. Because we are not here only to listen to me, or only with apologies to you, Mark, only to listen to Mark, but we are here to absorb something and take it back to our districts, back to our clubs, and share those things with our clubs and our districts. If we are able to do that, friends, then I assure you that the ripple effect will ensure that more and more people become knowledgeable, more and more Rotarians become knowledgeable, more and more clubs become knowledgeable of the Rotary Foundation. And then this problem, this Nirav says, that he's tried to get every Rotarian to contribute. And he has not failed, he has not succeeded yet. He has not succeeded yet, but then this problem which he faces will definitely become less. And Nirav said that he will try. So it reminds me of this Return of the Jedi, that film which is there. In that Yoda is the Jedi teacher and Luke Skywalker is the hero. So he teaches Luke Skywalker how to fight that force which is very evil. And Luke Skywalker says, I will try. And Yoda tells him, there is no try. Either there is do or not do. Nirav, there is no try in getting the Rotary Foundation people to contribute. You have to do it, and I know that you will do it, friends. So friends, let me end, because we all are looking eagerly, of course, for two things. One is recognizing all of you generous donors. And I know Mark will do it better than I. But let me end by thanking each and every one of you who have ever supported the Rotary Foundation for your strong support. Without your support, the foundation could not be doing what it has been doing, and without your continuing support, the foundation will not continue to do good in the world, friends. My friend Sanjay talked about sun and the cave, friends. So remember, friends, the room may be dark because of two reasons. Either the sun is not shining or the windows are dirty. We can't do anything about the sun. We can't turn the sun on and off, but we can definitely clean the windows so that more light comes inside and the room becomes brighter. That is the Rotary Foundation, friends. It allows us to clean the windows of our clubs, our communities, so that more light shines into the darker places, and our world, our community becomes a better place to live in. Please keep supporting the Rotary Foundation so that we all can connect to the world, create hope in the world, and really unfold the magic of Rotary. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Manohar. It has been good privilege to me and my wife, Viva, to add aid to our chief guest, Mark Maloney, Chair, Trustee Committee of Rotary Foundation, and his beautiful wife, Gay Maloney. And I'm happy that the organizing committee allowed me to introduce Mark Maloney in front of you. So Mark Maloney is lawyer by profession, and his wife, Kay, is also lawyer. They run a law firm in their own city, Decatur in Alabama in USA. Their law firm mainly focusing on taxation, estate planning, and agriculture. Mark represents large farming operations in southeastern and Midwestern of USA. Mark has been member of Rotary Club of Decatur, Alabama since 1980. His wife, Gay, is also a member of Rotary Club of Decatur, Daybreak. She is charter member as well as past president of the club. They are blessed with 2 daughters, 1 honorary daughter and 2 grandsons. Mark was, as we all know, he was RI president in 2019-20. While he was RI president, he did some remarkable things for Rotary. One of them is he advocated to adopt environment as 7th focus area of Rotary Foundation. Also, he introduced virtual convention since at that time COVID problem was there, so it created by situation, but he took that initiation to do virtual convention. Also, he advocated and supported to establish long-lasting relationship between Rotary and UN. So I'm very happy, very proud to present today's chief guest, Mark Maloney, Chair of Rotary Foundation Trustee, and I invite him to come and inspire all of us about Rotary Foundation, giving and implementing.
Good evening, family of Rotary.
Good evening.
And the family of Rotary way back there in the back, too. Hey, the big way, yes. Thank you for being here in Kathmandu today. What an incredible turnout. 350 people. Now, when you're the chief guest, I think you get to do a little bit of what you want to do, even if it's not within the rules. So the first thing I want to do, since I was the president of Rotary International in 2019-2020, I would like every Aloha governor in the room to stand and give us a big wave. These are the governors who served with me in 2019-2020. And I love the introduction. Thank you very much. I love the introduction where I introduced the virtual convention. That's a very diplomatic way to put it. I was forced to have it. And, one of the... I'd hoped that in my introduction it would not say the first virtual convention. I hoped it would say the only virtual convention. But poor Holger Kanak also had a virtual convention as well. Ah well, it wasn't like I was alone. Nothing else was happening. So, we've talked about Rotarians here. We have here in the front row one of the most significant Rotarians in the world today. Our Rotary Foundation trustee and chair of the executive committee, past vice chair of the trustees, Bharat Pandya. Bharat and his wife, Madhvi, remind me of being perhaps the Indian version of Gay and myself. They both practice medicine together. My wife and I practice law together. They have not given up their professions as Bharat continues with his Rotary activities. I was on a Zoom call with Bharat yesterday evening, and he had just come from the operating theater. And Gay and I, even as president of Rotary International, did not give up our law practice. Now, we were not there very many days, but we did not give it up. We were still working some, and I believe it's very important that we show that Rotary leadership is attainable by those who are still actively involved in their businesses and professions. And so, I've had the privilege, Gay and I have had the privilege of knowing Bharat and Madhvi now for 17 years, going on 18 years. January 2007, I represented President Bill Boyd at Bharat's district conference in Mumbai. I have a favorite story from that. Bharat would open each session as the governor. And he'd say, he would tell everyone, please silence your mobile. Please silence your mobile. And during one of those sessions, after putting his mobile back in his pocket, his mobile rang. I am still trying to figure out whether that was intentional or not, whether he planted someone to call him right at that moment. I'm still not sure about that. So, but with all of these great Rotary volunteers, Rotary volunteer leaders here in the room today, it is not Bharat or the Aloha governors or Rajiv or Shakut or any of these others, Aloha governors, I said that, and who I have known the longest. Other than my wife, the person in this room who I have known the longest is Sanjay Parmar. Now, Bharat stole my thunder. I was going to make a big deal about Sanjay and Ashwini. And that's okay. I didn't check with you. You didn't check with me. That's okay. That's the way it goes in Rotary. We adjust. But I came to India. I started in Rotary International Leadership at the international level in 1999 when I became director of Rotary International. I was a mere child then. But in 2004, I came to Delhi to undertake stewardship seminars. And who was there? Sanjay Parmar. And Sanjay is moving on to a new stage in his support of the Rotary Foundation and Rotary International. But we owe a big debt of gratitude to Sanjay for all that he has done to support the Rotary Foundation. Now I'm going to mess up the AV people because I'm going to move back and forth from this microphone to these microphones because I have a few notes here that I want to be sure that I follow. Don't take that away. You'll hand it back to me. The strengths of Rotary, especially our incredible 1.3 million members, make the Rotary Foundation powerful. And the Rotary Foundation helps us achieve magic together. With Rotary and the Rotary Foundation working together, we are a remarkable organization. In the words of our president, Stephanie Yurchik, we are a magical organization that brings our hopes and dreams to life. We as Rotary members do good in the world through the Rotary Foundation. You know, none of this was known to Gay and to me when we made the journey from Decatur, Alabama, USA, to Kansas City, Missouri, USA, in late May 1985 for our first Rotary International Convention. As the incoming president of my club, I had reached the age of 30 just 2 weeks before. Walking among Rotarians from around the world, including some who outwardly seemed so different than me, but who held the same hopes and desires, I became enchanted with the magic of Rotary. During the 5th plenary session of that convention, I was particularly inspired by the address of Dr. Albert Sabin, the creator of the oral polio vaccine, who talked about the need to vaccinate all the world's children and the thunderous support for that goal expressed by Rotary members. That moment, 39 years ago, gosh, that's a long time ago, 39 years ago, was at the dawn of Polio Plus. It was a significant milestone in Rotary's organization-defining commitment to the world's children. During my year as club president, we enthusiastically received a group study exchange team from Western Nigeria. In response to our warm welcome, I was selected to lead the team from our district to Nigeria the following year. And it was hard for me to conceive, but among the 7 families who welcomed me into their homes, 2 of those families had children with polio. I came to realize that polio reaches its victims across borders, across economies, and across religions. Since that exposure to the victims of polio, I have witnessed firsthand the incredible work of Rotary members and health workers ensuring that this terrible disease will soon be finished forever. Rotary has allowed me to have these amazing experiences that go well beyond just seeing the world to experiencing the world. My wife, Gay, and I have met Rotary members from all walks of life, each actively participating in making the world better. You too have wonderful occasions to impact the world based upon your passions within Rotary. If you had a magic wand and you could magically cause us to address the challenges in your community or within the world, where would you point that wand? Would you expand contributions to eradicate polio? Would you invest in peace builders in a world raging with unrest? Would you provide sustainable systems for clean water and sanitation where there are none? Would you help make sure that teachers have the skills and tools they need to promote learning either locally or abroad? Would you aspire to support those rebuilding their lives after a natural disaster? In Rotary, we all have access to a magic wand to assist in those areas in which we wish to make a difference. You know, Gay and I have seen Rotary's magic wands in action. And one occasion comes to mind in particular. On December 2, 2019, Gay and I were in Hanoi, Vietnam. At that time, I was the president of Rotary International. We hadn't heard about COVID yet, but in about 3 weeks we would. And in 3 months, well, you know what happened. And we were there to participate with and this was before Vietnam was a Rotary country. It's now a Rotary country. But we were there to participate with a vocational training team undertaking a medical camp in connection with Operation Smile to correct cleft lip and cleft palate deformities. And these professionals, we had a group of Rotarians from Korea and from Southern California. And these professionals, they know how to get the volunteers tied in to what they're doing. They assigned Gay and me to a young 5-month-old infant named Pinky. At least that was the name, the English name that they gave. Pinky had come by bus overnight to Hanoi from further north in Vietnam, closer to the Chinese border. Pinky and her family were from the Hmong community, so not ethnic Vietnamese, but a minority community within the country. Pinky came with her father, who at most was 25 years old, and her mother's sister. And of course, Gay and I are wondering, well, where's the mother? Well, the mother, the family, the father and mother operated a fish shop back in their village. And there was a wedding that weekend, and they were to cater that wedding. And so the mother stayed behind to cater the wedding. So we accompanied Pinky as she went through the process, through the evaluation process, and if she passed the evaluation process, through the surgery. Well, I'm sure Pinky needed this surgery and met the criteria. But when you're the child assigned to the president of Rotary International, it's pretty sure you're going to get the surgery. And I had the opportunity to carry Pinky in my arms into the operating theater. And Bharat, you would be proud of me. I stood there and watched the entire procedure without fainting. As her lip was corrected, the palate would be done later, but as her lip was corrected, and Gay watched 80%. And then I had the opportunity to carry Pinky back to her father and place her in the hands of her father. And her father, the love that you could see between the father and daughter, he took Pinky back in his arms, swayed back and forth, and sang a lullaby. And here we are, halfway around the world from Alabama, in Vietnam, with someone from a minority community. I mean, I don't know Vietnamese for sure, and I sure don't know the Hmong language. And he starts singing a lullaby to Pinky in French. It was a lullaby Gay and I grew up with, singing in French. We were able to sing along with him to Pinky as the father comforted her. That was all very moving. And that was the power of the Rotary Foundation changing the life of Pinky, but also dozens, hundreds of other small children that day. But you know what changed our lives? This young man said that they knew Pinky would have this deformity before she was born. And he and his mother and the mother had done some research and learned that this was something that could be corrected. And they were not willing, they did not wish to terminate that pregnancy. And here, but at the end of this, as we were about to leave, this young 25-year-old man who speaks no English, a Buddhist Hmong young man, comes up to both Gay and to me as Christians and makes the sign of the cross, the Christian sign of the cross, on our forehead. Gay and I were blown away. We talk about our Rotary moments, and this is one of those Rotary moments. How does this happen? It happens because of your financial support of the Rotary Foundation. And to help you understand and to help you establish some goals for supporting the Rotary Foundation. This year, we have come up with, or I guess I should say, I have come up with, Mark's Magical Markers. And my wand is in the shop for repairs, so I don't have my wand with me. But number one of Mark's Magical Markers is to lead by example by making a contribution to the annual fund early in the year. And look what's happened. Here we have these two districts that have won the Mark Maloney Annual Fund Early, I don't even know the whole title. Where's the trophy? I have to look at the trophy to get the title. And Bharat, the invoice, you know, for the royalties for the use of my name will be coming shortly. So here the districts and the clubs in Zone 6 have already accepted that challenge to lead by example early in the Rotary year. And I also ask you to lead by example in supporting the endowment fund. I ask every district leader, every club leader, every regional leader, every zone leader, every trustee to make a gift to the endowment fund by the 31st of December. Mr. EMGA, we need to make that happen. And sure, I want AKS contributions, but not everybody can make an AKS contribution. Even though it may be a small amount, make a contribution to the endowment fund where you will be having an impact on the world in perpetuity. The second of Mark's magical markers is to enroll in Rotary Direct. And now that may be a problem in this part of the world. That may not, but whether you can do that or not, just make that commitment to make regular annual contributions. An automatic bank draft, whatever it might be, to where you don't even have to think about it. It's going to happen. Mark's magical marker number 3, as has been mentioned already today, is to contribute to your district's Polio Plus Society. And I would like every district to have a Polio Plus Society. If you have one already, increase the number of members by 50 in your district. This is a contribution of $100 per member. And if you don't have one, establish a Polio Plus Society with 50 members by the end of this Rotary year. Mark's magical marker, number 4, is to raise awareness of the Paul Harris Society, through which Rotarians can commit to contribute $1,000 a year to the annual fund. Become a Paul Harris Society member yourself and encourage others to join. And encourage those who made a commitment in the past who have kind of let it slip out of their minds to restore that commitment, renew that commitment. And of course, number 5, Mark's magical marker number 5, is to have some sort of legacy event where you are bringing Rotarians together to make a commitment to support our endowment fund. Sometimes these legacy events have a goal of $1 million in terms of contributions and commitments. So in asking you to take personal ownership of the magic wands at your disposal, I'm not asking you to do anything that I have not done myself. Every year, Gay and I, each separately, contribute to the annual fund through Rotary Direct. She's in her club, I'm in my club. She doesn't like it when I get credit for her contributions, so she makes her contributions and I make my contributions. In addition, we have just completed the funding of a named endowed fund to support the environment. And in February, we completed our district's first $1 million dinner. And Gay and I were the chairs of that. And with a $1 million goal, but $2.7 million in results. So, as I conclude tonight, I'd like to share a story and an experience with you that Gay and I had just last month. Earlier this year, past District Governor Dr. John Sever in April passed away. And and this is a man who has been on the International Polio Plus Committee from the time the committee for his efforts. And in preparing for that, I did a little research. In 1978-79, the president of Rotary International was Clem Renouf from Australia. And Clem had, as presidents do, although maybe not as much as they do now, he had traveled around the world and he had seen the poverty in several parts of the world. And he said, we need to do something big to improve the lives of people around the world. At that time, we're doing matching grant projects, small projects, little projects, just around the edges, not addressing the underlying situation and not exactly what you would call sustainable. And as a part of his travels, when he was on an airplane one day, he read a Reader's Digest article about how smallpox had just been eradicated for $100 million. And he said, Rotary needs to eradicate a disease. Now that's a little naive for an Australian businessman to just say, Rotary needs to eradicate a disease. But it so happens that one of his district governors, the district governor from the Washington, D.C. area, was an infectious disease specialist at the National Institutes of Health in Washington, D.C. And that district governor was Dr. John Sever. And so Clem Renouf asked John Sever, what disease can Rotary eradicate? And in what is now a famous letter, John Sever wrote a 2-page letter, listed 3 diseases that he thought Rotary could eradicate, or that could be eradicated. Number 1, polio. Number 2, pertussis, DPT, pertussis, whooping cough, tetanus, and diphtheria, that's what it is, diphtheria. And then number 3 was measles. But his number 1 choice was polio. We then had a president in 82, 83, or 81, 82, Stan McCaffrey from California. Rotary had just celebrated its 75th anniversary in 1980, and Stan McCaffrey says, we need to look ahead, we need to plan ahead for Rotary's centennial in 2005. We're talking 23 years before 2005. What can Rotary do to celebrate its centennial? And he created a committee of Rotary leaders, and that committee said, we can eradicate polio, and that would be a wonderful way to celebrate. Then there was Dr. Carlos Canseco, who was the president of Rotary International from Mexico in 1984-85. And Carlos Canseco was a friend of Dr. Albert Sabin, who I mentioned just a few moments ago. And Dr. Canseco was the president of Rotary International at that first Rotary International convention that Gay and I attended. And he led the board of directors of Rotary International to say, we are going to raise $120 million to immunize all the children of the world. And of course, we ended up raising more than twice that amount. And then other Rotary leaders went to the World Health Organization. And the Director General of the World Health Organization was not interested in eradicating a disease. He wanted to focus more on improving primary health care, a very laudable goal. But when an organization of laymen and business people comes in with more than $120 million saying that we can help fund this, it got the attention of the World Health Organization. And in 1988, the World Health Assembly approved the eradication of polio as a target. Why do I tell you this story? I tell you this story because of the power of one. If Clem Renouf had not said, we need to do something big, we wouldn't have 3H grants, we wouldn't have global grants, we would not have programs of scale grants, and we certainly wouldn't have polio eradication. If John Sever had said, we ought to be eradicating, something else, we would not be on the cusp of eradicating polio in the world. If Stan McCaffrey had not looked ahead and said, how can we celebrate Rotary's centennial, we would not have a major target to achieve. And if Dr. Canseco, Carlos Canseco, had not developed a partnership with Dr. Albert Sabin and gotten the board of directors to commit to raise $120 million, and only 5 years before, Rotary had not been successful in raising just $12 million for the 75th anniversary. In each one of those cases, there was one person that was pivotal to where this organization is today. You too can be that one person. You can be that one person who contributes to the foundation, who makes a contribution at the Arch Clump Society level, that makes that contribution at the major donor level, that makes that contribution at the Paul Harris Fellow level, or at whatever level is appropriate for you. And you have the power through the Rotary Foundation to change the lives of children, of adults throughout the world. I encourage you to support the Rotary Foundation so that we can connect the world, do good in the world, and show the magic of the Rotary Foundation. Thank you very much for